Hey y'all, hey. I wanted to come tonight because I've been asked about this situation with this iconic celebrity rap artist aligning herself with presidential dignitaries, powerful, wealthy people, because of her stance on the industry that she belonged or belongs to, right? And the only reason I'm coming to you guys right now during my personal spa time is because it's quiet. I get revelation. One of my Frenchies just snuck in. If y'all hear somebody snoring or she's standing up asleep. Child. Oh, God. Are you on that rug? You know you ain't supposed to be on that. Girl. Child, I thought so. You gotta talk to them like that, child. What I was saying about this situation that's going on with the islands and the files and the industries that these people are in, I found it interesting that, let me say this. First, go read 1 Corinthians 1:10. And it's about loyalty, not being divisive in the body of Christ, of believers, unity, things like that. That's what I went to first when I got this question about my thought. I have seen an uptick in division in the body, in religions overall. When it's surrounding a bunch of chaos in leadership, what is being revealed, what timing it's being revealed, why it's being revealed, how it's being revealed, what vessel is using whom to get it revealed to certain clusters of individuals, certain industries of individuals, certain genres. And then what vehicle of deception are they using? What platform? What social media platform? I took it to God because this situation puts me in the mindset of being at the lunch table in the 80s or going to a new school, people not belonging to one specific clique but wishing you could join the big popular table. Mom had to pack the brown paper bag lunch and didn't have a lunch box. And then when they packed the brown paper bag lunch, some of them had really good food. They just had a brown paper bag. Some of them had very governmental school lunches. And I'm saying the governmental school lunch that came from home, not the one that's in the cafeteria. So they might have a bologna sandwich or a chopped ham sandwich. Y'all know anything about chopped ham? Or they might have some type of meat you've never seen before. And so they was embarrassed to open up their lunch bag at the table where people would see it. Have you ever been that person or seen that person or been a friend to that person and seen their embarrassment on their face when they see the popular and the cool kids wanting to be over there with the cool kids, and then immediately you start to wonder, what does it take to get in a cool kid clique, right? What does it take to become popular because you want to get out of poverty? We don't think we want to become popular because we want to serve in our purpose. We want to become popular to get out of poverty. And so at that young brown paper bag mindset, that government cheese mindset, we start to say by any means necessary. So you see, a lot of the people that are turning against each other, we've had the opportunity to see their back in the day some of them still kind of look like that if you took the money off of them and took them back to that old haircut and put an old outfit on them. We've had the opportunity to see them when we didn't have social media. We just had those old VHS and those old video camcorders that took pictures of them when they was trying to grind on the corner and be seen and be heard. And it was still that kid that was in them projects, looked down on the streets of wherever they lived and seen the popular cool kids like Paid in Full, the movie. That was one of my favorites, Paid in Full. It's like Scarface. But anyway, and they say, dang, I wish I could be that. What would it take by any means necessary? Then they start to rap about by any means necessary. And then they start to usher in that spirit of any means necessary, AKA, if y'all don't know what AKA means, it means also known as sacrifice. We don't understand when we over obsess and become compulsive and addictive towards a thing and fixated on a thing. What we call manifesting sounds great and glamorous and starry-eyed and so super cool, but you can manifest demons. You can manifest darkness as well, because sometimes what you think you're manifesting is all great, pure, and clean, and good spirits, good energy, great vibes, but you don't know what comes with it. And so you'll be like, by any means necessary, aka sacrifice. when you send those kind of bad signals up, if it's not sacrificing and stepping in the name of the Lord, if it's not being righteous and just, because that's not popular, right? Then you're only sacrificing for something evil. And it doesn't feel like it's going to do you no harm because it's meeting the need of the people at the time. That brown paper bag mindset. It is actually meeting the need of getting out of the nobody wants to sit with the crusty nose person, with the Goodwill clothes person. And now I'm over here in the popular table. And then you start to treat the people at the poor table the same way you was once treated. And you forget these things because you sacrifice your morals and your values. Because now you're popular. You've sacrificed your humility card and your spiritual value card because you wanted to become popular and successful. Because now you're amongst and being invited to the elite. And the elites that you're going to meet with are no different than the ones that was on the island. But the difference is who some... Child, I thought it was my daggone fire alarm. Child, let me put some more time on this. Child, I got to go. I thought it was my smoke detector. Y'all done seen it real time on. Ooh, child, I thought it was a smoke detector, child. All right, so most of it is you wouldn't have been able to be in those rooms coming as just the average demographic that you are, okay? They had to label you and deem you and assign handlers to you to escort you in these rooms, and it's still for their purpose and their sacrifice. It is still a ritual. So, you know, a lot of these people go to these islands of popularity and get stranded because they thought they was them. And sometimes you go into these houses that you know, all white and clean, and you think you belong because you're sitting at the table with some more handlers and some of the biggest demons in the industry. And so how can we forget what we sacrificed to get with them? Do you think because you're sitting at a different table that they're not operating in the same spirit? Did you forget the things that are going on in the world? And some of these wealthy, known people who are very popular, they're making the decisions to harm people. Just because we have a ought with our old popular crew, you go and walk in alignment with another crew because you think they're better. They're going to expose more of your old crew and what they've done to you and what they're actually doing, when what they've been doing has been what they've done the entire time you was in the industry. I don't get it. You know, back in the day in the streets, you know, loyalty is a code because everybody had a suffering. And so we protected one another because we didn't want to be some of us didn't want to be a handler of suffering. And even when somebody made us suffer, we didn't let nobody out of our socioeconomic class. We didn't enable them to help us suffer when we got mad at them. The people that make me laugh actually is the people that pretended to suffer, pretended to be one of the lower class, but really internally looked down on them anyway and felt they should be at other places, other levels anyway, which made it easier for them to do the things that they did when they became the popular cool kid. Those are the people that you can see through them. You know, they change so drastically. The minute that those handlers in the upper echelon of who they answer to make them go at it, they throw each other to the wolves, their families, their out for self. They throwing people off the boat. They casting them out. They're exposing them. All of a sudden, and I often wonder if things would have just kept going as they've been since some of these people have been in the industry. What prevented them from saying anything at the first time they saw this stuff? Was it because they was at the height of their career, like they were ghetto fabulous, because they was hood rich? God delivers people and redeem. We all have a redemptive walk. I'm not judging that, but I'm just asking the severity of what people are talking about, what they want you to consider and what they want you to think about some of your favorite people has been happening ongoing. So what we have to be strategic and intelligent enough to think about is what changed the dynamic of the flow of information that has come out now and who they're using to disseminate this message. That's what you ask yourself. It's not personal about an artist, an actor, a politician. It's strategic. But what you're asking people to believe is coming from the voice and the desk of somebody we don't believe in, because we're witnessing what he's doing right now to all people. So be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Be safe. Guard your ear gates. Guard your heart. Pray for people. Really earnestly pray for people by name. Ask God to show each of us who he's using and how he's using them. All right? God's peace to you. God's best to you. God's love to you. This is your girl, Ava Cherie.